Hey, welcome back to Art by Alyx. It's been a bit. uh, I said I was going to upload every day, but I had a bad bout of mental health issues and the house is being renovated and I just got busy, so uh, also this video, it's 30 minutes long. This took about 6 hours altogether for me to uh, record and make, and it just took a while, so hopefully you're not too mad at me for taking forever. Um, so this character that I'm drawing her name is Seraphim. She's kind of like a deer girl, kind of like a satyr. I don't know what she is, to be honest with you. She's one of my newer OCs. I originally made her in a doll maker on Picrew. That's my favorite way to make OCs. Just because it's so easy to just, click, change things, find things you like, and there's no shame in that. So what I'm doing today is I'm doing a style challenge. This first one is my art style, and this is the only one that I'm going to be doing that is completely full body. I wanted to have a reference image for her if I decided to get a commission of her in the future. So yeah, this is my art style. I'm just using the same brushes I usually use, the fluffy pastel brush, and I'm also using Metabang. Right there, I just accidentally unlocked and screwed up all of my preferences over there. I was kind of pissed about that. um, I will tell you right now, I'm not good with legs. um, For this, I used, is a reference image maker. I'll have to link it in the description because I've been using it quite a lot, actually. I need to start crediting them because they've been such a huge benefit. And I had an issue here for a minute. You'll probably see. I actually don't like the color tone of the reference image that I have right there. I couldn't find her original ref image, which is completely different. Um, it just looks completely different. The hair is different, skin tone's different. I eventually end up cutting the recording and just going over to refsheet.net and grabbing her all of her references. So I was like, if I'm drawing her 3 times, I'm gonna need a decent color reference at least. I did play around a little bit with this color reference, so it wasn't a complete waste. So for this one, I decided to color her in, and you'll see in a minute, I decided to color her in semi-flat. So I have a little bit of shading, but not like a ton. I like doing that for reference material because it's just really hard whenever you're an artist, and I know this is a commission artist for 10 years, to, if you're given a ref sheet, it's got all this shading, you're like, okay, where's my true tones? Where's this, that, and the other? So I didn't want to put other people through that. I'm just going through and I'm coloring her in. I genuinely like the colors of her hoodie from the first ref image. It's so pretty. I love that color of like, just kind of like seafoam green, cyan, whatever. I will tell you what I don't like. The color that I'm about to make her pants. I've thought in the past few days, I was like, oh man, I need to go back in and like make them some type of gray or black or something. I just don't like them. They just look like stretch denim jeans. Like the jeggings from like 2010. Please tell me I'm not the only person who still remembers those. But yeah, I've been really busy. I've been doing a lot of school stuff. I finished my introductory course, so I'm gonna be starting. I think they said I can start my core courses next week, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so I decided to try this. I blocked off a piece of her, like the bridge of her nose and under her eyes, uh, to put in some freckles, and I genuinely like how it turned out. To the point where I ended up using this again for, I think, a commission. Yeah, it was a commission. I didn't end up recording it because I didn't know if the person who commissioned it was okay with that, and I was just kind of awkward. I didn't feel like asking. I was also going through a rough point, and I really didn't want to record. I didn't want to edit. I was just like, no, let me just get this done. Like, get it out of the way, and I'll go. I don't usually get like that. I've been having a rough week, but it's getting better. It'll be better soon. Hopefully, I'll be up on a more uh like usual upload schedule. Who knows though? Next week, whenever I start classes, might just derail me to the point where I can't upload at all again. And if that happens, I guess I'll put up you know, a video just saying, hey, this is going to be my new schedule. I really like how I drew her feet, even though I'm so certain that it just doesn't look like deer feet. I didn't use a reference at all. So now I'm going to be drawing a hips up based on the art style of drawing with waffles, and I wanted to basically learn how to do something that she does really well, which is like bubblify, I guess, her characters and just make them really like round shapes, and her clothes just have all this detail. Um, I thought that Seraphim would look really nice in a style like that, and I was right. She turned out pretty great in the end. Um, I realized at this point I drew her bangs on backwards, so I had to go and fix them. That happens. So I have a really cool video planned in the next couple days. I'll probably have it uploaded. Maybe tomorrow. Depends. I don't really have to do any editing on it, so it's just going to be a speed paint. But I was playing with tone, and it turned out so well. I'm so proud of it. Oh gosh, I need like a a complete class on how to draw space buns because oh god, I cannot even. Uh, it just looks so bad to the point where I in the third video just cut out her buns altogether because they just looked so bad and it detracted from the picture. So I really like the slopes that I used on her hoodie in this one. Not sure that I did the wrinkles properly, but I made an attempt. I made a fair attempt. I feel like this is just a real, it's a real good example, more so than the next one, on how you can learn, take things from the art of people that you like, learn from them instead of just, copying their artwork. So you can see that I didn't copy her face. The eyebrows are still my art style. The nose is still my art style. Some aspects of the eyes are still my art style. Her ears for sure are mine. And like, when you're doing an art style challenge like this, you don't have to go into it like, oh, this is how I'm going to draw forever now. I'm just going to draw like this picture forever. No, it's an art style challenge, as in you challenge yourself to learn from it. I feel like people don't understand that sometimes. It's okay to do some, little workshops and things with yourself on like a rainy day or something and learn from a piece that you like. That's okay. I am really happy that recently the trend that started whenever I first started making art back in like 2010 was, oh, if you use a reference, you're bad. You're bad. You're a bad artist. um, and that's starting to not be the case. We're starting to learn how to use references properly. If you if you go into any museum, you see all of those pictures are drawn using a reference, or most of them. Some people are just able to do it from their head, but it's okay. It's totally okay to, just sit there and be like, "Oh, I like this picture, let me draw it." That's totally fine. What's not fine is not crediting, not, but if you're learning from it, I feel like, and most of the art community, but they're not going to tell you, feels like, you know, how do I words? They feel like it's okay. It's totally okay to learn from other people. Me as an artist, if somebody decided they wanted to learn and do an art style challenge with me, I'd be flattered. Like, I'd be like, wow, you honestly think that my art's that good that you would want to try and mimic me? That's great. Um, if they didn't credit me, that'd be another story, but I just think that the toxic no references used culture that started in DeviantArt like 10 years ago is finally dying out, and I love that. We as an art community need to start, you know, teaching the younger people not to learn our bad habits. Alright, so this one I decided, and at one point I was like, what have I done? But it turned out okay. Um, I decided that I wanted to try and do an art style challenge using Dave Greco's artwork. I look up to him very much. I watch his videos, at least one of them a day, just so that I can, brush up on tone and keep learning. I think that he teaches in a very uh, productive manner. It ended up looking like something like Disney. Uh, I genuinely like how this turned out, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. So basically what I did is to mimic the more grown-up adult nature of his, and I say adult like mature, not like, 18 plus, to mimic the more mature tones of his artwork, I decided to just kind of make her less childlike and more like Instagram model, I guess, for lack of a better term. This was my first time rendering hair like this, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm gonna say that a lot. I genuinely like the seats. Yeah, that's the point where I was like, oh no, what have I done with my life? At one point, my boyfriend walked in, and he was like, hey, so what you doing? And I'm like, I'm drawing this picture. And he was like, that's not really your wheelhouse, is it? And I was like, no, it's not. So basically what I'm saying is um, you need to, in these challenges, pressure yourself to take things further and jump higher, go farther than you think that you're able to do. And if it doesn't end up being, a success, then that's okay. I know that the tones of her face look like crap right now, but I promise it gets better. I was playing with eyebrows at this point because I just kind of draw the cosmetologist's friend eyebrows, like the straight across with the little arch right on the outer corner of the eye, because that's how I learned how to do brows when I was in cosmetology school. Um, I just tried to make them a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more stylized, like how he does. And I like it. I don't think that I would do that like on an everyday basis, but I do like that. It's not really me. That's a him thing, and that's okay. If you try something in one of these art challenges that you don't end up liking, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Just say, "Oh, okay, I don't like this," and move on. I don't know if you heard my wrist crack. I'm sorry. That was directly in the microphone. I'm on the fence about how these eyes turned out. I think they turned out okay. I feel like I could have done better. I tried using the smudge tool a lot more than I usually do, and playing with the smudge tool more because I genuinely like how painterly it makes things feel. I also like how it makes, if you're blending something, a whole lot easier. You don't have to scrub at the line. I will tell you one thing I don't like. It's these eyelashes. Oof, they turned out horrible. At one point I was like, I kind of want to go back and redo these eyelashes, and I don't know why I didn't. It's probably a time thing. Because at this point, I think I was juggling making this video and also taking my introductory course. So I was really busy at this point. Will tell you though, I love the little shadow that I made on the end of this nose. It's godly. It is like god tier. I love it. It's amazing. And if I forget to make that little nose thing from every, like, piece forward, I will be so upset. And here I'm just kind of blocking in some shadows. I remember this. I was so confused. I was like, why is my pen doing that? I thought my tablet was doing something weird. But no, it was there's a button that I accidentally pushed, and I've never pushed that button before, so it made my pen into an eraser. I'm also on the fence about how these lips turned out. Lips are something that I struggle with. Uh, my art style, anybody's art style, honestly. I think the only lips that I'm genuinely happy with, I don't have up on the channel yet. It'll probably come up tomorrow. Even then, I have a couple qualms with them. It's really something that I just need to sit down and make an entire uh, just page of lips. I'm a strong believer on uh, the benefits of iteration theory. There's a video about it, and if I remember to, I'll find it and put it in the description. Uh, it really helped me when I was originally like, okay, I want to get good. I'm tired of, not really sucking, but being stuck in my art style. Um, I found that like a few months ago, and wow, my artwork since then has just really flown just because of iteration theory. Well, not just because. I also watch way too much art YouTube. Sorry, I've got allergies going on, I promise. It's not the Rona. It's just dust because we're renovating. If I never draw hair like this again, I'll be so pissed at myself. Like, please tell me this is not a one-time thing. And I think it was really good for me to push myself to do an art style challenge using Dave Greco's work because I am in school for game art and I really want to be a concept artist. I feel like that could be such a rewarding job. Uh, Making all these concepts, and I'm sure that, not all of them are gonna get through to, the people that need to see them, but like having even one concept of mine be a, you know, a game with a title and, a, like, like having a Nintendo game based on my concept or something. That'd be great. That's wonderful. I think that would be so cool. I feel like I'd be really happy with myself. please let me know if you prefer these type of videos, or if you prefer the speed paint type of videos, because if you guys don't like me talking, I I have problems with my esophagus. I have ulcers in my esophagus, so trust me, if I can get away with not talking, I won't talk. And also, just a reminder, if you haven't liked this video or subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You know, make my day. um, I think the biggest problem that I have with being an art YouTuber is it's so slow going in the beginning. It's just, it's putting out so much content, and you know, like, one or two people are gonna see it. And that's, I have a problem with that. Like, I feel like I'm doing all of this, like, putting all of this effort in, and I'm not getting a ton out. And it's not like, you know, oh, I want to be this famous YouTuber. No, that's not what I want. I want my artwork to reach people, because why would I make my artwork if it weren't seen? That doesn't make sense. Some people draw for themselves, but I draw so that people can enjoy my artwork. I like when I get little comments like, "Oh, I really enjoy your work." That makes my day. I get little butterflies. it, it just it I'm just tickled pink. And I hope that nobody takes that the wrong way. I really hope that nobody thinks, oh, they just want to be a big YouTuber and da da da. No, that's not it. I feel like I struggled with that a lot in the past week. Just, you know, seeing how much time and effort I put into this channel and getting, like, maybe 10 views if I'm lucky. It just makes me sad. I don't know if that will, you know, deter me from making videos in the future. I hope not, because I enjoy, you know, entertaining. I feel like this could be a good environment and a good thing for me. Um, but like, I have this big thing about if I feel like I'm not wanted, I will go and do something else. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. If I were to change anything about this piece, it would be that I put the lines, like the little individual hair strand lines, on the same layer as the background color. Not the background, but the hair color, you know what I mean. And so every time I drew on the clipping layer above it, it would just kind of smudge out my lines and they wouldn't look as good. God, I really like how I did that. I couldn't tell you how I did it though. Like, even watching it now, I'm like, how did I do that? um, I think what I did is I used the uh, fluffy watercolor brush. That might be fluffy pastel, actually. Yeah, I think that's actually fluffy pastel. I think I used fluffy pastel for all of it. Um, However, I did a thing that Dave Greco does a lot where he, to blend, instead of using the, um, blur tool as much. He goes in between the tones and he basically like just picks a tone from in between the two and blends in that way, and I think it looks a lot more painterly that way. When you blur with the blur tool, it loses so much of the texture, and that just irritates me. And sometimes the blur tool doesn't even work properly, like it doesn't diffuse well enough, and it just kind of looks like a smudgy line. I want you to go in the comments and tell me either which piece in this video that you liked the most, or I want you to tell me what you want to see in the next couple weeks, because I need to make some new content before I go to school. Because I can almost guarantee you, once my classes start, I'm gonna fly. That's just how I am. I get everything done right at the beginning so that I can, you know, basically coast and make sure that I understand the content. I'm a very good student like that, but the problem is I don't stay that way. I maybe do it for like a semester and then I start to slack off because I know at that point what I can get away with. Hopefully that's not the case this time. I really like how her hoodie turned out. It almost looks like one of those, you know, seductive little robe things that like Jessica Rabbit would wear in like a cartoon or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like one of those. um, so I'm just finishing up. I'm adding some little white details, like little white cotton strands. Then I'm adding some more depth to her neck, which I don't feel like I like how that turned out, but it's okay. And I'm just cleaning up. Now, if you're doing a painting like this, you may not need to have so much cleanup. I'm just kind of a messy artist. And then I'm just doing the thing where I, you know, choose a tone for the background and make a little square. One day I will make an actual background. Today is not that day. Anyways, I hope you guys really liked this video. Go follow Drawing with Waffles and also follow Dave Greco because they're both wonderful artists. Thank you guys for watching.